Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going over number 10. So isometric shape number 10. So here I have number 10 right here. So if I zoom in a little bit, first thing I'm going to look at, I need to kind of determine is this kind of radius diameter of my circle arc here. So I have a slot overall. And how I can find this radius arc, as you can see, it's perfectly tangent. And it goes with, this curvature goes with this kind of rectangle body. So if I figure out my front to back, that will give me my diameter of my circle here. So I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes from front to back. So that tells me that the diameter of this this circle here is 6 spaces. Each space is a quarter, so 6 times 0.25 is 1.5, and I can tell that that's for both sides. So knowing that the radius of that diameter of 1.5 is 0.75, 0.75 divided by 3 is 0.25, so 3 boxes accounts for the radius of our arc here. So on this side, if I was going to count from 1, 2, 3 spacings, it counts 3 spacings and then this starts the curve. So about right here, this grid spacing, this is where it starts the curve. Right from this point, it starts the curve. So I know from this point on, going this way, off, it's 3 spaces. So I already have 3 spaces here, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then another 12. And then on this side is also the same thing. It goes to that curvature. So then 12 plus 3 again. So then 15 spaces overall is my length. But if I do 15 minus 3 on this side, minus 3 on this side, that is 9. And another way I can double check is from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spacings. So I have 9 spacings in between each center of my circles here, arcs. So I'm going to do 9 spacings in between each arc because then my curvature starts to go. And I know the diameter radius, I found that from my front to back, kind of my depth to say. So if I jump over to Fusion now, I'm going to create a sketch on our bottom here. Now I'm going to, there's multiple ways you can do it. I'm going to use our line in 3-point arcs. So I'm going to do this line. So we said 9 spaces is our straight line, and then it starts to curve. So the 9 times 0.25 is 2.25. So I'm going to draw that there. Now I'm going to do a 3-point arc. Going down my arc, do a 3-point. Let's snap to my bottom right corner, go up. Now I can drag this out. So our diameter here, I'm just going to place it. Our diameter here was 6 spaces. So 6 spaces is 1.25 in diameter. Radius is what we do for arcs. So our arc radius is 0.75. Radius is half of diameter. So put 0.75 in there. So what I just did there, actually, let me delete this. So what I'm going to do here, actually, I'm not going to do this line. I'm actually going to use the slot feature here. So I'm going to come into our slot down here, center to center slot. So grab this center, come out here. Now I can kind of drag out. So a good visual aid here is like you can kind of see 1.0, 1.4, 1.6. So this I want to put in as 1.5. So that is my, that's the diameter of my arc here. So put 1.5, enter. Now I'm going to come to my dimension. Now I'm going to dimension the center of my arcs here to be 2.25, which is 9 spacings. Then hit enter right there. And then boom. I'm going to hit finish. Come here to our kind of home view. I come back to our sketch here. We go up 2 spaces, 1, 2. So I'm going to extrude up 0.5. 0.5. There we go. I'll save this piece. So now, Jose, I know the next thing you wanted me to talk about. You already figure this slot out. That's awesome. Just so you know that there is a slot here, and then there's another slot here that cuts all the way through. So this part does cut through on these two slots right here. But for this back part, and we're going to just be adding a circle on this back feature. So if I come to our top view here, I'm going to create sketch. Now I'm going to bring my circle. Thing with this circle, we're going to share that same center point that we did right here. So I'm going to click snap right here. It doesn't matter where we kind of place it for now, but I'm going to just place here. Now, so right here, this is what we want. This concentric sign is a constraint, what we need. So I'm going to dimension this circle to be 1.5. So now, let's say my circle was not concentric. If it was off a little bit like this, and I just have my dimension 1.5, that's perfect. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my concentric constraint, which is right here on our constraints with our sketch. So I'm going to grab this. Now I'm going to click my circle that I just made and then select the arc of my overall slot. Then once I hit those, my symbol pops up. And now when I hit finish sketch, come back out, go back to extrude, hit my circle. I can extrude another 0.5, hit save, and then if I come back to my piece, that's what it is. I'm going 2 spaces up, so I have an overall kind of height here for 4 boxes, aka 1 inch. And for this hole in the middle, that's just using the same thing. You can see that it's 1 block less on each side. So if we're going on each side down 1 space, 1 grid space, now the diameter is going to be 1.0. If I move on the diameter to 1 space on each side, it's going to 1.5. So I'm going down 1 grid space on each side, going down to a diameter of 1. So that's what this hole is here right in the middle. That cut is then going down. So if I come back to my part here, I'm going to create sketch on this top little piece. It's the same thing. That concentric tool is what we want. But you can also just start your sketch snapping to the center right here. So if I snap to the center, and then I put 1 in for my diameter, it's already concentric, so we don't need to do this because I snapped to the center there. You'll know it's concentric with the actual symbol here. So finish sketch, come to my home view again. Now I'm going to hit extrude, and instead of going up, I'm going to drag down to cut and cut my part there. So that's what I'm going to be doing to create that hole. I still need the little cuts here on the circle, and I still need the slot. So I'm going to leave you to do the rest, and you can let me know if you have any questions.